Assalamu alaikum guys, and welcome to another episode of
Jannah.
Hope you've missed me, alhamdulillah, and what a topic to be back with. On Twitter, I've seen a meme being shared of Mufti Menk and Andrew Tate, and it's generated a lot of discussion, which I think has a few pertinent themes. First of all, let's take a look at the meme. Number of Quran ayahs and hadith shared on Twitter this year: Mr. Tate, 73, Mufti Menk, 0. And there are several things wrong with this post, yeah? Firstly, you are comparing chalk and cheese. These are two totally different categories. And secondly, the idea that two people in two different spheres have to be doing the same thing, the same way, the same quantity of times. This is what is stopping us from attaining unity, yeah? Not nirvana, unity, because everyone loves talking about unity. So if we were to extrapolate this a bit forward, somebody could say, well, Tate spoke against vaccines and lockdowns, Mufti didn't. Someone hits back with, Mufti speaks only on Islam all around the world and to millions. Tate, on the other hand, does not. Why can't we just say alhamdulillah for both of them? Because both of them have different audiences, both of them have different styles, and both of them have a different impact on the ummah. And that's what we need. We need people with different skills. For example, at work, everybody can't be the boss. You need someone to be doing the driving. You need someone to be doing the clerical work. You need someone for marketing. Well, why doesn't the marketing person become more like the boss? And why doesn't the boss do the deliveries? Because in this example, if a boss was to dilute his role and a delivery driver was to dilute their role, first of all, they don't have specialisms in the other field. If they go there, they're going to take time away from their specialisms, and it's going to affect the body, yeah, the job. So likewise here in the ummah, we have different groups doing different things. Some groups focusing on the caliphate, some working on doing islah of the Muslims, some working on giving da'wah to the non-Muslims, some working against the draconian measures of the government towards the Muslims in terms of legislation and the whole terrorism boogeyman that they keep putting out there. Point that I'm trying to say is, when you've got people doing da'wah to non-Muslims, worrying about the draconian practices of the government, when they don't really have much knowledge about that, what you're now going to do is you're taking people out of their specialisms. What you do is think of it like a rainbow. Each distinct color comes together to beautifully form the rainbow. If all of the rainbow was purple, that would be some dead rainbow, mate. And guys, be grateful. There was a time post 9/11 where people were scared to be associated with religious folk, and the religious folk were stereotyped as brown, bearded, topi wearing, biryani eating folk. But now, alhamdulillah, we are seeing different forms of da'wah. Of course, they all need to be within the scope of the Quran and the Sunnah. Nothing that goes against that. But nevertheless, alhamdulillah, it's appealing to more people, and that's why, alhamdulillah, Islam is the fastest growing religion. And of course, we can't become too complacent and let Islam go to the other side where it's too watered down, it's too open and inclusive. We need to stick true to our values, and that's very important as well. So alhamdulillah, I hope we've benefited from this discussion and we've learned something about unity, because unity is not about everybody conforming to one way of doing things. We're on the dawah table, giving out Qur'ans, giving dawah to non-Muslims. Everyone should be doing that. No, everybody should be doing what they are specialized for. Of course, if you can do multiple things, that's even better. But that's not everybody's cup of tea. Not everybody's considered a polymath. Of course, it's good to have knowledge of, multiple fields and to dip in and out without, making blunders, of course. However, let's not go to the other extreme and expect people to come out of their specialisms and, for the sake of unity, become black and white. Yeah, because that's not the case at all. Unity is respecting somebody despite them not agreeing with the way you do things. For example, in fiqh, some people put their hands up, some people put their hands low. Some people after ruku will raise their hands before going down, some won't. Some will say Ameen loudly, some will say it lowly. There are differences, and these differences are within the scope of the Quran and Sunnah. Let's leave it there, guys. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum.